myself, but I'm gonna say, welcome to the live for anybody that's coming to the vibe. How are y'all doing this holiday season? We're going into Christmas. I know I always say that. I'm just breaking the ice, baby. That's all I'm doing. But I do want to ask, what do y'all want for Christmas? Is there anything y'all want for Christmas? And I'm asking specifically because I'm having issues coming up with ideas for gift giving. Hey, what's up, Khalil? Peace and love, man. You doing anything for Christmas? Do y'all celebrate Christmas? Do you? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing very well. I'm doing fine tonight. I'm glad you were in here. Welcome in, man. How you doing? How you feeling? You probably like one of the first people in here, so I am asking, like, what do you want for Christmas? If you were to be able to get anything for Christmas, like anything in the world, what would you get for Christmas? I'm asking that because I think we kind of lose the spirit sometime as we get older because we got so many different responsibilities and we going through the day to day and we forget to live in a moment a little bit. Recently, and I think I mentioned this in another video, there was a huge accident out here, okay? And more footage have come out from that accident. And at the time of that accident, I just so happened to have been getting a ride home from work, so I wasn't over there when I normally would have been over there. So it got me thinking, at any time, you could be taking out the game, right? So you got to find some joy in this world where you can. You really do. That's what all this bullshit is about behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like all these toys and stuff. Because at some point, I've come to the realization that I'm probably not gonna own a house in America. And even if I did buy some property here in America, like some actual property, I never completely own it. Unfortunately, when you live here in the United States, whether it's through mortgage and you paying to a bank or you were paying property taxes after you done paid the mortgage down, it's never really mine, right? I'm happy to hear you're in good spirits. I can't complain. I just need a new hard drive. If I could have anything, it would be to bring it into all this evil. We don't need any more material things. Bro, I feel you on that shit, bro. That's the thing. I always like something coveting something. And it's funny that you bring up the hard drive. I haven't looked up hard drive prices, but I know that the price of RAM, because all these companies are trying to get all this RAM for AI. The price of RAM has gone up. It is skyrocketed. What up? What up? What Palatia? What up, Palatia Morgan? Welcome in, welcome in. What up? The price of RAM has went up astronomical. RAM, 32 gigabytes of RAM that you could have got, maybe 9 months ago, 8 months ago, and I was pricing it because I wanted to put some more RAM into my computer. That was like 90 to 100 something dollars. Is up there to about $400-500 now. I kid you not. Look it up. Regular ass RAM. The cheapest upgrades that you could buy for your computer is astronomically high right now it's for a reason. And the reason being that the three manufacturers of RAM, I think one of them specifically has said that they're only going to be specifically making RAM for like companies for AI. So that already takes, it's going to drive up the price of any consumer grade RAM right now that's on the market. So if you want to build a computer, like a gaming computer, typically what they would tell you to do is to buy all the pieces separately, piecemeal it, get your case, map it out, plan it out. But right now, just due to the price of RAM, that could be way too much money as far as a value proposition. So what I would suggest doing is buying on a shelf rig first, right? Like if you could find one like at Best Buy or whatever, that's regular price, $800-900, do that, and then figure out the upgrades from there. I'm saying like right now, because at least right now for about $800-900, you're probably going to be getting about 16 gigabytes to about 32 gigabytes of RAM, plus a good a decent GPU that could play most of the games that have been coming out over the last 5 years, because there hasn't really been this astronomical leap in graphics. Let me see. What up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's nasty, Khalil. You got to look that shit up. Bruh, that shit is high as fuck. It's nasty high. A new laptop for what I needed is easily 5K. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, and the prices are only going to jump up higher right now. And these are things that we took for granted over the last few years as far as buying PC parts and stuff. You free Diddy, I miss your free costs. We gonna talk about Diddy. I was hoping that somebody come in here and start start trolling me about Diddy. But yeah, we are gonna talk. We're gonna talk about some Diddy. We definitely gonna talk about the Diddy, a little bit of the Diddy doc, because I had a whole customer come into the restaurant the other day and was like, Diddy this, Diddy that, blah blah blah. But yeah, man, the price of computer parts astronomical. Stupid. It's gonna trickle down to like probably phones, because everything uses RAM, right? If you have one of the three major companies not making RAM, that's probably gonna drive up the prices and everything else as far as like consumer products. And I'm just a little bit annoyed by AI personally, mostly because they're trying to shoehorn it into every goddamn thing. It's like you get on Google, you want to use, I forget what it's called, Gemini, or you want to get on your phone, some shit pops up. It's always something saying, do you want to use AI? No, bitch, I just want to use regular computer, bro. I'm old out here, bro. Y'all interrupted me now. And sometimes you just be doing regular shit and then the AI pops up just like, you want to ask the AI something? Motherfucker. No, I don't. I really don't. So that just means you listening to me at all times. And lately, y'all, they've been reading my mind, bro. It's crazy how invested people are into other people's business. Well, constantly. Here's the thing, though. The reason that so many people are investing, and I was thinking about this. It's funny that you bring it up, Black Diamond. Earlier, I was literally thinking, it was about the Diddy thing, how invested we as people are, the peons, into celebrity stuff, because this is so salacious, right? That literally, like, there was multiple tables having this conversation, like across to each other about Diddy, right? And this is like, y'all can sit up here and have like these deep philosophical conversations about Diddy and baby oil and fucking Astroglide and freak offs and all this other stuff. But when it comes to actual shit that matters, y'all will never sit in this restaurant and have like this conversation, mostly in fear of offending somebody or getting under somebody's skin or whatever. But it's just like, yeah, we're real invested. We're real invested in everybody's business. It's funny that I'm gonna get into minding your business too in this live, because I've been seeing some shit that's kind of crazy to me. Like, one thing, and I'm gonna talk about this like real quick. No, we're gonna talk about the Diddy thing. The Diddy thing is funny to me because we're invested in these people, and it's easy to paint somebody as the villain who's always been a villain. Diddy has always been the villain. Okay, so like when I was telling like this customer that was in there, him and his family, he brought it up. He started talking to me about Diddy. I told him, I said, he was like, you know that Diddy profited from the death of Tupac and Biggie. I was like, yeah, bro. Like, I was alive at that time when that nigga, like, I say this all the time. In my teenage brain, when that nigga came out dancing, I was like, oh, he sold his soul. He sold his friend out. Even if he didn't have anything to do specifically, like the documentary is implying, with Biggie's death or Tupac's death, he profited immensely from it, because when those niggas was out the way, Diddy rose, y'all. If you remember that time, the late 90s, when them niggas was out the way, all of a sudden, more money, more problems. He was everywhere, bro. He was in people's videos. He was talking over the goddamn track. It was irritating, bro, seeing this nigga. This nigga was, everyone was like, oh, this nigga came up after his boy went down. He didn't stay in the background. He came into the limelight. And so for me, it was like, yeah, this nigga sold out, right? He sold his soul. But a lot of people have to sell their soul to be in the industry. Y'all don't get that shit, though. It ain't just Diddy. It's everybody. Everybody. Even in the streamer industry. I want to be a big streamer. If eyes got on me, right? I'm talking about money, okay? I'm not just selling myself like physically, like what I can say, where I'm supposed to be, just like any job. I mean, we all do it. You clock in somewhere, you're selling yourself, you're selling your time. You don't get it wrong, but I'm talking about your soul, your morals, your principles, things that a check, like where stuff I would normally talk about, I wouldn't talk about again because, oh, the check is so big. That's selling myself. You understand? Or rubbing elbows with people that I know, y'all know, I wouldn't fucking rub elbows with, because there's a fucking check. That's selling your soul. So when you get into the industry, when you watch that documentary, you see grown ass fucking men saying that they woke up with their butthole sore. I don't feel sorry for them, because at some point you wake up with your butthole sore and you keep going back, and then now you come to this time and you want to play victim. I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for a nigga like that. You knew what you was getting into. You sold that shoe. You was okay with being around Diddy. You was okay with the money. You was okay with Being, even if it was like some bitches involved, you still, in order to get to the bitches, you still had to give up some fucking butt. And then you sit up here talking about, oh, the eyes of the universe is still gonna judge you the same, bro. You did what you did. I don't feel sorry for niggas like that ever, yo. Most people got to sell out at some point. Every time, most people do. And when you're faced with that choice, you're like, that's the fork in the road, right? Like, even sometimes it's not necessarily even a physical person that comes to you to tell you to sell your soul. Sometimes you could just see the method, right? You could be like, okay, this is the method, right? This is the current method. And if I take advantage of people in this way, I can make so much money, right? And because you see the method, if you go with the method, maybe that's going against your principles. That is in a way selling your soul. There was never a person to come around. That was just you and the devil on your shoulder deciding to compromise your values in order to make money. That is selling your soul to a certain degree too, because at the end of the day, if that's between you, and even if you don't believe in God, it's between you and the universe knows that, okay, you fucked over people to get where you had to go because it was convenient. It was convenient, right? Like, a lot of people can see the method. A lot smarter than myself can see, okay, this is the method. There's methods I see even within this internet game that I can't compromise myself and just debase myself and do, right? I'll give y'all a perfect example. The red pill community. Y'all know I lean heavily misogynistic in red pill, but there's a thing about me though. I see where there's profit in that. I see where I can get on here every day because I see toxic shit every goddamn day. And a lot of times I post it in the shorts and everything, but I could do a whole lot more. I have a lot of time. I have a lot of, I can do, and I can go deeper into that, and I can just strike. And there's money to be had in that. But at the end of the day, what am I doing? Like, you get what I'm saying? What am I doing to improve myself? Yeah, maybe there's money coming in, but at the end of the day, what am I doing to improve that situation that I'm criticizing every fucking day? Nothing. I'm not doing anything to do it. If I'm not improving myself, how the fuck am I telling other people to, oh yeah, women shouldn't do this, or men shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't live like, I can't, right? The only thing I can say is be careful. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute too. Like, be careful. I will tell people, watch yourself, blah blah. But I'm not gonna tell you, I'm gonna do my best not to tell you how to live your life. As long as you're not fucking over people, that ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? Let Kai and Speed say some shit like black people should get reparations. They would be out of here overnight. Bro, you speaking facts. Hey, man, the bigger facts ain't never been spoken, bro. Living in a world where everybody worships Diddy victims. Everyone can be bought. Everybody does have a price. Hey, Gina, how you doing, lady? Welcome in. Live service games rely on keeping people engaged to make money, same as social media. The product is the user. And that's what has kind of killed gaming, Carrot. Like, everything is a service. And when it originally happened, my naive self was like, oh, you got to take in mind, I grew up in a day where you didn't get DLC. So it was exciting for me to see DLC come. I'm not going to go on this tangent too far, but it was exciting for me to see DLC and stuff added to the game. But when games became a service, it killed some of the soul that went into making mechanics for game. Everything became so homogenized. Think about it. Play most shooters or third person. I ain't gonna say most third person games. Most third person games kind of deviate a little bit as far as control schemes, but most first person games have become so homogenized in their control scheme that you instinctively can look at a fucking video and be like, oh, I know how that control. I know what button to press without even touching the controller, because it's become so standard. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, they do that, like they do that constantly with that, like, right? But hold on. I'm getting back to where I was. But yeah, you gonna have to sell out something, right? Me clocking in. If I want a place to stay, if I don't want to end up living in a park again, I have to sell my time. I have to sell at least, 6 to 8 hours a day of my time. It's irritating and soul crushing sometimes, yes. Mostly because, like I always say, office politics, or in my case, restaurant politics. And it has nothing to do with people coming into the restaurant. It's the people that work in the restaurant. And I think that goes for any job, is always the drama and the minutia that you have to, like, me, I let it fly over me, and I don't deal with that in that sense. But yeah, but as far as selling your soul, I was thinking about it deeply for myself, right? Because y'all know I talked a bit about the $1 trillion or Jesus, or in my case, $1 trillion or God. I said I would choose God, which is true. I would choose God. Like, I don't know how long that $1 trillion would last me. If I ain't gonna say last me, but let's say I took the $1 trillion, I die tomorrow. My immortal soul is still at the mercy of God, right? I'd rather have a conversation with God and not spit in God's face and say, "Oh, I'll take the money." That's just me personally. But everybody's choice is their own choice. So that is what it is, right? Even not that deep as far as selling your soul for money. I thought about it. I was like, okay, well, where can I be compromised, right? And I'm putting it out there, and I'm pretty sure the powers that be knows this about me, right? It is, they've done enough. I've talked enough on the internet for them to have all this psych evaluation shit about me. So I'm not telling no secrets here when I say that I could be compromised through my family, like there's way, and I've seen them do this to people. I could sit there and say, yeah, you could kill me, you could burn me, you could shoot me, you could throw me in prison, I could say all that stuff, and I can be brave in the face of that stuff, right? But then when they sit there and say, okay, yeah, we know, we know that, but what about what about your kids, or what about your mom, or what about, you know what I'm saying? Like, then it gets you thinking. It's like, oh shit, like, maybe I gotta play ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought about this, and these are things I've never thought about. Because, like I say, I don't think about every goddamn thing. I think about, okay, the money. They can give me the money. I can deny the money because I ain't gonna let somebody fuck me in the ass for some money. I could say that, right? But then it's like, well, you gonna let this dude fuck you in the ass, or we gonna compromise your kids? You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it out. These are hypotheticals out there. Then you be like, damn, I gotta compromise a piece of myself right now in order to save the family. You feel me? Absolutely have to be performative. God over money any day. Absolutely. God over money even day. Even just off of principle. God over money. God over money, because I just even if God ain't real, I don't want these motherfuckers to think that they're my God. And I'm saying that these motherfuckers, people that control the money. I don't want them. Obviously, they already believe that. They obviously have some type of control over us and the way we move and shake in this harmonious universe. But for the most part, like, I still feel like I have a piece of myself. I still feel like I have choices that I can make. And it's in me where war happens, where I feel like there's a war spirit that comes up in me, where those choices are taken away from me. Meaning, I don't have the choice of where I can live. I don't have the choice of where I can work. I don't have the choice of having any upward mobility in my life. These are choices I have right now. I have these choices. These are not, yeah, I may be poor right now, you know what I'm saying? But I'm slowly trying to climb the fucking ladder. You understand what I'm saying? These are choices that I'm making. I could, and we all can make some choices. You know what I'm saying? Some of the choices are fucking hard. What's the guy? The young man. He's a streamer, Rakai. He said he don't know he's gonna be alive next year because staying alive is hard, and that's true. Staying alive is harder than a motherfucker, right? But it's a process that I'm choosing to stay a part of. You understand what I'm saying? And play the game in a way that I can play the game as best I can without selling my soul or selling out, to the powers that be. For me, for the longest time, even getting on here, it's hard for me sometimes not to cuss, right? I've been told multiple times by people that know better, stop all of the language and da da da. But sometimes most of the time, especially when I'm recording, I'm just letting the shit out. I'm not trying to fucking censor myself. I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? And when I sit up and say, okay, if I overly curate myself, if I overly think about what I'm saying, I'm not being completely honest, even though I am, but it seems like I'm scripting myself more so. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just getting on camera and just talking and letting the shit out and just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Jeremy, when you put it that way, I guess my ass is going to have to bleed, right? It's fucked up, right? It's like, I thought about my kids. I'm like, all right, my kids, right? I'm like, but yeah, I ain't too bad, but sometimes I can go there with my mouth. But yeah, I thought about my kids. I thought about them mostly, like, like what wouldn't I do for them? I honestly couldn't say there's nothing I wouldn't do for them as far as like sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And I think that like God and the powers that be would understand it about myself. But there's not a lot I wouldn't do for my kids, and it ain't even just the powers that be that could compromise me with them. It's just in general, right? I couldn't know that my daughter was getting her ass whooped and me not crash out. I know me. It ain't gonna happen. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Her being a young lady, she could deal with whoever the fuck she wants, right? She could deal with whoever she could deal with scumbags if she wants to. That's fine. But if them scumbags put her in a precarious spot, or they put her in danger, they put hands on her, then I don't know what I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how I'll react. You get it? I don't know that person. I don't know that Jeremy yet. But I know in just imagining it where my mind goes. And I don't, I can't say what I wouldn't do. You feel me? I can't say what I wouldn't do. But I know what I wouldn't do as far as just like this internet shit. Somebody can say whatever the fuck they want to me on the internet. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna tell you right now. Anybody can get on here in these comments. They can troll me. They can get in the. They can. I don't. It ain't really that bad here on YouTube. I'm not gonna even hold you up. But TikTok can get kind of disrespectful sometimes. It can and piss me the fuck off sometimes. I ain't gonna hold you up. But what I'm never gonna do is get in the car and drive 3 fucking hours to go and confront somebody, or up the fucking street. I'm not gonna hop on my scooter, even if I know this person is goddamn right, living right in the art district down here. I'm not gonna hop on my fucking scooter and go over here and confront that person. Do you know why I'm not gonna do that? Because I don't know what's waiting for me. I don't know what the fuck that person has waiting for me when I get there. Because you left a comment under my video and I really didn't like it. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to confront you about this racist ass shit you wrote under my comment section, right? No, I don't care, right? If it bothers me to that point where I'm obviously biting my lip, that's me. I just get right. Like, then I'm just gonna block that person. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna block them. Fine. Like, if you don't like me that much, or you don't like what I said that much, how about I just block you so you don't have to see me? Just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna deal with that shit, right? There was a woman on TikTok. She got a really racist comment from this white dude, and it was fucked up. Racism, open racism, more so now is accepted in America, right? You can outright just call a nigga if you want to. Like, yeah, a lot of people were applauding it. So this dude, he felt real comfortable to get under this woman's under her video about whatever, I don't know what the video was about, and say some fucked up shit, right? So it affected her to the point that she decided to get in her car and drive 3 hours to where that man worked and confront him at his job. Now, the internet is applauding her for her bravery and for her confronting this man. But when I originally saw her video, I thought that she was fucking stupid. Because, like I say, you don't know what you're walking into. You don't know the state of that man's mind or his state of psychosis when you confront him and put him in a precarious spot, especially at his place of business. Especially in 2025, when niggas is getting blown away like fucking dandelions in the wind. Showing up to a man's job because of a comment that he wrote on the internet is stupid. Okay, I get it. Emotional response, she acted out. But what's pissing me off about the situation isn't necessarily her, right? I get it. She was pissed. She did what she did. Dumb as fuck. It's the internet that is supporting this behavior. They gonna get somebody killed, and then when they get somebody killed, they're like, well, rest in peace, that person. That person didn't have to react that way. You can't tell somebody how to react when they're confronted. You can't. You don't know how a stranger's going to react to you confronting them. That's the biggest thing. Y'all don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can think I'm big and bad. I'm big and bad. No, somebody's always fucking crazier. Somebody's always crazier. Somebody's always more scheming. Somebody's always more willing to crash out. Even if you feel like it's your last day on earth, trust me, it's somebody that feels like it's their last hour on earth. It's always somebody that is more dangerous than you are. And you just don't know it. Just because you feel righteous indignation or anger within you that you have to lash out. Don't get fucked up out here. And that's all I'm saying. People are like, oh, y'all need to shut the fuck up. Blah, blah, blah. I agree. It was dangerous. Y'all saw that. You saw that too. Yeah, it's like you can't get out here and start confronting people and then thinking it's gonna always go your way. In that situation, she not only confronted him at his job, but she confronted him with being a closeted homosexual, right? She confronted him with having a Grindr account and that she was gonna tell his wife and all this other shit. I'm like, bro, you going like, all right, great. Like, this dude was racist as fuck. I get it. But how about from the safety of your home, Hit his wife up with the get back. But driving 3 hours to be in this man's face, not knowing what that man got on him, is crazy work to me. Crazy work to me. And fundraising for it. Oh, did y'all see the one? Oh, you talking about the lady that was like calling them Somalian people the N word? She got almost $100,000. She got fired from Cinnabon for calling these Somali people because the lady was wanting her job. Nigger. I'm not laughing, but her peoples, gotta be her peoples, or some rabble rousers, some rabble rousers with some deep ass pockets have funded her to the damn near tune because she called these people niggers for wearing her job to the tune of $100,000. That's how normalized the racism is, right? But even in those situations, even in the situation, okay, I have a three-pronged approach to conflict in just day-to-day life to protect myself, okay, to protect me, my autonomy and me. It's a three-prong. It's plan A, B, and C. Plan A is this, right? If we having words, if you and I are having a back and forth, I'm gonna do my best to be like, yo, you got this. Honestly, you got it. You cool. You bet you stronger than me. You fucking, I'm gonna let you know right there. Yeah, bro, I'm a bitch. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want no smoke. Honestly, you got it. If it's any goddamn thing, you feel like oh, you bumped into me. You stepped on my shoe. Oh, my bad. I honestly didn't mean to step on your shoe. It's that simple to me. Even if it kind of irritates me to swallow my pride in that way, some way. You know what has happened 100% of the time? I haven't gotten arrested. 100% of the time, when in those situations that have happened, I have not got arrested. The second, plan B, for me at least, plan B, is to separate myself. It's to get away from this motherfucker or this bitch because they tripping. Honestly, I'm gonna get away from this person because I'm not gonna let this person compromise my freedom. Because if I hit this guy, right? If I haul off on this woman, how does that look to any cameras that's around? If I hit this dude, right? If I sneak him, let's say I sneak him. Let's say he could be a bigger dude than me. He could be a better fighter than me. But I sneak him, knock him out. He hit his neck on a goddamn cedar, or on a fucking rock, or hit the back of his head on the ground. Well, I'm fucked, right? Because I got into a conflict with a nigga that I just really didn't have to, where I could have got out of the situation all day. I didn't have to get into a fight. I'm 43 years old. No need to get into the fight. When I started thinking this when I was 30 something, I was like, I'm not getting into no fights no more. Fuck that. Someone calling someone a name is just racism got a uniform. I like that. Oh, I like that. You talking about that system. I like that. I like that. Because honestly, yeah, I like that. Because racism, like I say, from a motherfucker, like you could be as racist as you want. You could be disrespectful. That's you. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? It's calling someone a name. What do we see? The ability to apologize the power. It really is. You could disarm somebody. I've seen niggas mad dogging. Like, oh, this nigga, I'm about to, because I do have a grimace on my face when I'm outside, and they'll say something, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm super friendly. I'm not trying to fucking, I don't want to fight you, bro. Especially you a black man. I'm not trying to, like, all this aggression we be having out here, and I do it too. All this suspicious look bullshit that we do, it's just from where we come from. We got to stop that, but we do it, But what I'm not going, but that's plan B. I'm gonna get away from that shit. I'm gonna get away from them. I don't want to fight them. I don't want that. Plan C. Plan C. If I can't get away from you, if I didn't did everything in my power to capitulate you, and you tripping on me and all this other stuff, I'm going to hurt you. I'm just gonna put it at that. You understand? And I don't ever want to have to do that to nobody. But I'm going to hurt you, and I don't want to have to hurt. And that's why I always think when people be getting into these fights out here, and people are trying to step away, and they're trying to, you got to let people go, bro. You can't, if a person don't want the smoke, just don't let them have the smoke, because you never know how far that person is willing to go to protect themselves. And that's all I'm willing to do. There is a plan C. There's definitely a plan C. And that plan C, I always think some people's plan, with as far as what my plan C is they plan A. They get into a conflict, they probably just gonna start busting around. That's why I say you got this. There's no reason to shoot me. I am no threat. You know what I'm saying? I can fight, and I'm usually armed, but I don't start conflict with anyway. Way too risky, too much that can go wrong. Exactly. I want a keyboard. Need to start playing again. Oh man. Well, keyboards are kind of, you can probably get a keyboard for pretty cheap, and depending on what kind of keyboard you want, going like a gaming keyboard. I've seen some really nice ones at Best Buy. Me and the lady went to Best Buy. What was it? A couple weeks ago, and they had some dope ass shit up in there. Hey, what's up, Moses? How you doing, sir? Let me see what I'm catching up with the chat. Disengage is law. Yeah, disengage. Like the best thing to do is to get out the situation because you come home, you don't have you don't have a case on you, and you come home with your life. It is what it is. I seen the video yesterday. I have it. I actually have the clip of this guy. He's in the car with this girl, and I guess they're in a road rage incident. So he decides to get out the car and confront the guy behind him. Take in mind, this clip is about five to 10 seconds long. It's not even a long clip. He gets out the car, goes and confronts the guy to go punch the guy, I guess in his car. He films the guy shooting him. The guy shoots him 3 times. You don't actually see the bullets hit him, but you hear the gun, you see him fall, and then you hear the labored breathing as his woman jumps out of the car saying, "Bae, bae, 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 bae." But if he would have thought in that second just to keep going, he would still be alive today. And it's a gut wrenching video. And the reason I say it is because it's a reminder to me is to never let my temper get the fucking best of me. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I don't know what somebody got. It's that quick. There was an incident here in Vegas, what was it, about 3 weeks ago, where this young man, I think he's 22, 21, 22, decided to shoot at this other man on the freeway out here by Henderson. And he shot into this man's car and ended up hitting the guy's stepson, killing him. So now this young man is going to go to prison for a good portion of his life. He's going to lose his youth because he decided to let anger get the best of him and shoot from a car. First off, that's illegal everywhere. You can't shoot from a car nowhere. That don't fly. Like, so shooting from a car in an instance like that's already gonna put you in a situation right there, even if you didn't hit nobody. Number two, like one of the things I don't be getting out here in Vegas is that there's cameras everywhere. Not only are there cameras, they have infrared cameras, all kind of shit out here. I don't get how niggas be out here literally doing shit like that, not thinking there's not gonna be footage, and that the state ain't gonna try to bury your ass. That shit's crazy. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna be able to build a case against you mostly through footage. Like I don't get where people get off. You know what I'm saying? So fighting strangers like this happened on the bus. This was literally, what was it? This was last Thursday, I believe, on the bus, because I thought these niggas was about to fight on the bus. I'm about to show you. Hold on, get out of here. I recorded it. So I'm sure. And this was some crackhead shit. This is Vegas buses every fucking day. I'm gonna let y'all know.
You make the move. I asked you make the move. You told the driver you weren't going now.
The fuck are they saying?
What's it got to do with you and me? Hey, Long Mount. Take your ass to the mountains. Go camp out. Cave, man. Straight up.
Every day on this goddamn bus, either somebody's about to get on a fight or somebody fights. Every goddamn, like, at least, I don't say every day, but at least once or twice a week, somebody's about to get into it on it. Mostly because people be coming down and they let all these niggas out at the same point. That's stupid. Hey, Starwood, welcome in. Welcome in. In my family history, great granddad got stabbed in the park over liquor. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just fighting over petty shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lost 2 uncles, and they didn't. Well, let me see. One of them died over something petty, and it wasn't his fault. I don't want to talk about family business too much, but his landlord I think his landlord stabbed him. I think he's the one that got stabbed. I have one uncle that got stabbed. I got one uncle that got shot. No, I got 2 uncles that got shot. Both twins died violently. One was shot, one was stabbed. I know Ronnie was shot. He was the gay one. I think Ricky was stabbed, and then Ennis, he was shot. So I have 3 uncles, all my mom's brothers, who were killed through violence for some crazy shit. Too old. Yeah, I'm too old. I'm too old to be fighting. You know, fuck this. At 30, I was like, nah, I'm good. If niggas want to throw hands, it'll have to be some sanction shit where there's some medics available, where there's some niggas that's gonna keep me from getting my head stomped in, because that shit be happening too. Niggas will like literally knock you out, because I don't mind losing a fight. Like, if I'm being honest with you, most fights that I've probably had, I'll say I lost. At least I felt like I lost. I ain't never been knocked out, but I've never felt like I was like, oh, okay, I dominate this fight. I just mostly felt like it was a lot of flailing, you know what I'm saying? But if I ever got knocked out, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas like running your pockets, niggas smacking you in the head, like niggas spitting on you, you know what I'm saying? Like, that type of shit is crazy to me. Or niggas just continuously kicking you in the head to where the fuck you just like, that shit, I'll just avoid that shit. You got it, bro. You got it. What's up, AJ's rant? How you doing, man? But I don't think it's worth it to be out here fighting cats. You feel me? Yeah, they go for the kill now. It's a lot of people that they don't think. You know what I'm saying? What was it? Homeboy went up to his baby mama's school with his new girl, who he knew was armed, who he knew had smoke with her, right? Get into it with her, and then his new girl smoke his baby mama. Stupid. Now his new girl's on trial for murder. Like, what would make you think? And she's in her mind, she's like, okay, I got a CCW. That's all I need. I got a CCW, and supposedly, I guess she had like restraining order against the girl. So she decided, okay, I'm gonna shoot this girl. What? Like, are you okay? What are we doing? It is what it is. At this point, physically fighting, if you have an issue, let's simply talk about it, right? Like, what are we doing? They gain nothing in those fights, just making losers. Exactly. And if you've ever been in a fight, like a real fight with somebody that's like equally matched or stronger to you, the shit after a second gets real dumb. Like, y'all are hurting each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a primitive like thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's anger can take you there, but I don't know. It seems like for me, what has hurt me more than like me getting my ass kicked is people's words, or people like hitting me at just poking me at the right spot psychologically. You know what I'm saying? That has hurt me more than any fight I've ever been in. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting kicked in the shin sucked too, though. But Screw Rubio said, yeah, man, I don't need to, man. Like, because who am I proving myself to? Like, and you throw your life away. What was it? The security guard 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, at that dollar, what was he at? I think, was it a dollar? I don't want to say it's a Dollar Tree. A bum comes in there. I don't know. He was a bum. He was clearly a bum. He knew the dude was about to steal. Dude goes in there and steals. Guard chases him out into the fucking parking lot. Starts wrestling the guy for the shit, bro. Once the dude gets out the fucking store, it is what it is. Chop it up till that nigga got over on you. But even in the store, I'm not about to wrestle you to the ground for no billionaires merchandise. I'm sorry to tell y'all that. I'm not. I don't give a fuck if I do security in the future or whatever. What I'm not gonna do, there's a couple things I'm not gonna do for that shit, right? I'm not gonna fucking chase nobody. I'm not gonna shoot nobody. I'm not. And I'm not gonna get shot for no merchandise. If I saw some niggas literally running out, I'm telling you, even with a gun on me, okay? I saw some niggas running out the store. You know what I'm gonna do? Move right out the fucking way. I'm gonna move right out the way. I'm not getting in front of them niggas doing runouts. I'm not getting in front of that. I'm not stopping that shit. They don't pay you enough. They don't. But even if they did, I gotta go over here. That nigga shot that guy, right? Guy runs out the store. They get into the tussle. He pulls out a gun. He shoots him. Bow, bow. Shots him. Shoot him. Then he starts crying, talking about shots fired. What? Shots fired, nigga? You the nigga that fired the shots. What do you mean? Who are you to? Who? You don't have dispatch as security. Who the fuck are you talking to? Who? Shots fired. Who are you talking to? You not talking to dispatch. So they lock the dude up, right? And you tell the cops just like, bro, come on. Like, you really shot this dude? Like, come on now. The cops like, yeah, the dude's dead. So You got a lawyer? Then he's like, oh no, there's this number that the company told him to call. The company told him to call just in case he ever had to use his weapon, right? They call the company. The cops did him a favor, call the company to try to get him a lawyer on the thing. Da 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 da. The company's like, oh no, we out of state. We can't help this boy. What? So why would you kill a man over these people's merchandise? They not gonna even get this man a lawyer. In his mind, he thought, I got the CCW. I got this little, I guess, insurance with the company that if something happens, I can call this number. That they call that number, then it was like, fuck you, figure it out. Now this nigga gotta deal with his legal issues on his own because he decided to get into a tussle with a nigga stealing from a fucking $1 million. Not I, bro. They do, bro. They take their jobs way too seriously, Odin. Way too seriously. I've been in stores. Oh yeah, Spirit Halloween. Yep, Black Diamond. That's the one. Spirit fucking Halloween. To the point that even the cops were after they doing the crime scene, they were like, "We're Spirit. We might as well get our Halloween stuff while we're here." I'm like, God damn, bro. Spirit fucking Halloween store. A store that don't even be up. There's a goddamn seasonal fucking store. Junk. It's junk in there. And you killed a nigga over junk. I just wouldn't care. I'd be like, fuck, he got us. God damn it. I used to work in a warehouse music when they had warehouse music stores in the hood. And niggas would come in all the time and steal. Like they just would. And you knew when the nigga was coming in there to steal. You could see it on this nigga. You could see it, like, even if the nigga asked you questions, the nigga, you were like, this nigga ain't this nigga. And it's not even profiling. It was like, I called it every time, like, this nigga gonna do a run out. And when the nigga hit the door, you think I was behind him? Hell no. I just like, damn. He hella hit the door. But I've seen the old ladies I'm walking, they were older to me at the time. They were in their late 30s and 40s. These bitches would literally go out there chasing these niggas. What are y'all doing? What if the nigga just stopped? What are y'all gonna do? What are y'all gonna do? If the nigga literally got out the door, what if the nigga just walked out? I'm talking about to the older ladies. What are y'all gonna do? You can't stop this nigga, bro. And for this shit, and what if he was violent? Just hit you. Just like, get the fuck, you can't stop him. You can't stop a haymaker, but for these people's property, they get you hyped up. They be like, we a team, we this, we that. But I'm gonna tell you something. Every job I've ever worked, as soon as a nigga's gone, he's no longer part of the family. It's fuck him and his future. They'll fire you over trying to be a hero. They sure will. Yeah, right? Warehouse music, a super throwback. Go in there fucking. They will fire you. There's policies at almost every store I've worked at. Once you in the parking lot, that's it. There's a couple reasons for that. One, liability. You run out into the parking lot, you get hit. Now, the company got to deal with that shit. Two, you chase a thief out into the parking lot, they get hit. The company got to deal with that shit because you chasing a nigga out into the parking lot. Three, you chase somebody out in the park, they shoot you or hurt you or harm you. The company got to deal with that shit. You see what I'm saying? It's best to just let them get away with whatever the fuck they're getting away with. So when I see these videos of these employees, especially at Walmart, going above and even the security going above and beyond, I'm like, y'all don't know people's personality. And I've talked about this before, that this is a long time ago, law enforcement, the statute of limitation has expired. My oldest child, who is now 23 years old, was a baby at the time, okay? But at this time, we did some dirt like this, okay? We did a lot of dirt, okay? And one of the things that was in my mind, right? This is how I taught myself to steal my nerves, okay? If anybody got in my way, I was just gonna knock them the fuck down. I was a lot bigger. I'm not, y'all gotta take in mind, I haven't always been a skinny vegetarian. But at one point I was like, yeah, you get in the fucking way. And that was my mentality. My mentality up at that point was, you don't hurt people, but if they get in your way, if Mr. Employee wants to be hero, we gonna make him work for that minimum wage. We are going to make him work his ass off for that fucking minimum wage tonight. That was my mentality. But we ain't no weapons. Nobody should get hurt doing none of the bullshit we doing. But if somebody jump in our way, if somebody want to be a hero, never be a hero. I'm telling you now, never be a hero. It's not worth it. It's honestly, if somebody comes, if you work anywhere and they come to rob you, it's literally best to be like, yo, hey, be more on their side with getting them their shit and getting them the fuck up out of there, and then you call the police afterwards. But as far as you trying to be like, even if you're armed, okay? Because I've been in situations where I'm being armed, I'm like, oh, these niggas gonna come in here tripping. No, let these niggas trip. If they gonna trip, they gonna trip, right? At the end of the day, let them get what they not in there. Most of the time, people are not in there to hurt you. But I have seen situations where niggas is just savages. Okay, I'm not saying you don't defend yourself or you don't get away from the situation if you can. But what I'm saying is, if you can separate yourself from a robber or from a situation where you're in retail, don't go chasing niggas out the store. Don't go fucking not giving niggas the bag when they tell you to give them the fucking money. Give them the fucking money. Or if they coming at you fucking full speed, or if they going out the store with merchandise, get the fuck out the way. You don't know what they're going through, and these stores are insured. And I know it's like, oh, it's the degradation of society. You can't always get out the way. That's up to you, because one day you're gonna run across the right one trying to rob a Walgreens for some stupid merchandise or a fucking Spirit Halloween store, and that person's going to be armed, or that's going to be that person's 13th reason why, and they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? No, none of these companies pay enough for you to put your life on the line to be going out there to fucking retrieve merchandise. That should be fucking killing me, bro. These stores, most of these security guards are too low IQ to understand that. That is why so many get sued and out of business. Exactly. And so many of these fucking security guards end up in jail too, because they end up hurting somebody, chasing somebody for some merchandise. And when you hurt somebody, now you got to deal with the state. It ain't got nothing to do with the goddamn company. The company is not going to protect you from the fucking state. Come on, be realistic. But like you said, low IQ. You can't tell these niggas that these niggas get that little badge. And especially out here, they get the fucking CCW and they think, they RoboCop and shit. No, that shit is last resort shit. Whenever you have a gun on you, and the cops should think like this. The cops don't. I'm telling you, they don't. But a gun is always last resort. This nigga's tripping. We can't get away. I can't get away. This person's about to kill somebody else. I can't get this person off this person. That's where guns are necessary. I can't get this person off of myself. Anything else is not worth it. If you are armed at all, you should avoid conflict at all costs, because think about it. If you get into a fight, let's say somebody does get hurt, you never used a weapon, you were still in possession of a firearm during a felony, if the state chooses to charge you with the felony. You understand? And people don't think about all this stuff that they stack on. So it's always best to avoid conflict if you can. If you can avoid it, if you can. Right? We're not talking about personal conflicts where you standing up for yourself with family and people like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the wild with strangers. No stranger's worth your fucking life, bro. Getting pissed off and fighting a stranger is crazy work in 2025, because people are unfucking hinged. They just are. They're crazy as fuck. It's insane. Like, even just like out and about, like I say, every day on the bus, I'm seeing people trip out, fucking spaz out, tarred out, however you want to put it, because I don't know if it's something empty inside or whatever the fuck is going on, but that's what's going on with people. You know what I'm saying? It's a focus that people, I don't know. It's like, what is the point? What's the point of what everybody's doing, right? People have no direction, right? They don't have the guidance. That, like, even if they do go to church, the church is not telling a lot of people the right stuff. And I'm not even talking about being generous and donating. No, I'm talking about that. The church is not providing guidance for people, right? Where it typically provided guidance for people and how they should be steadfast and deal with things in their life. The church is trying to sell people tickets to heaven, right? That's not what fucking church is supposed to be about. At least within the Christian denomination, the purpose of the fucking church is to, at least the Christian church is supposed to be teaching people how to be more Christ-like. That's it. Like, getting into heaven is an afterthought, right? It's about what you're supposed to be doing here on earth, right? And a lot of people don't have that focus no more. Most people's focus is, well, what is the point if this is not that now? But I mentioned earlier briefly about owning a house, right? So a lot of people have come to the realization here within the United States that you never own property, right? You don't. You can buy houses, you can inherit some stuff, but you're gonna always be paying the state property taxes or some type of tax on that property. And if the more expensive that property is, even if you inherit that property, let's say you inherit a $800,000 house and you work in that fucking Arby's, can you afford to fucking pay that property tax at the end of the year in order to maintain that property that you inherited? Probably not. So you're probably going to have to put it into some type of sale or break it down, or I don't know what the terminology is for it, in order for you to maintain some type of leverage or some type of money through that, because the powers that be are going to rob you blind simply because you can't afford to pay the goddamn property taxes on it. You know what I'm saying? This is how it works. It's fucked up. You may have to sell the house in order to pay the taxes on the inheritance that you have done here within the United States. It's never ownership completely here. So people are disillusioned with the process and they're like, oh, what's the fucking point? What's the point? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? I think being in Vegas, we have higher concentration of psychopaths and crazies. Just my theory. Yeah, no, absolutely. It has to be because I've lived in LA and I've rode the same bus route every day, even during hard times. And it was never the consistency of crazy bullshit that I see here. I see crazy bullshit almost on a daily basis. What was it? A week ago, the ladies right out here butt ass naked, butt ass, like fucking asshole out, titty ass naked, just tripping to the sun gods, tripping to the sun gods. And here's the crazy thing: I live downtown. The police is right. They don't give a fuck. Sometimes it's like if that's not their mission that day, that bitch could just be out there worshiping the sun as butt naked as she want. They do not give a fuck. Now, sometimes they'll come and they'll clean up. They'll clean up the area a little bit, but a lot of times, yeah, it's some lost ass people out here. It is some lost people out here, and I think what gets people initially, it ain't even the drugs at first. It's the gambling. It is. It's that first win, right? And they get caught into it, and they're like, oh fuck, and it's the gambling with the drugs and the sex. It is. It is. But it's that first loop of gambling. You get into that gambling, you win some money, right? You're like, all right, I got a little bit of money, and you, all right, I'm gonna go to the casino, I'm gonna go have a drink, and maybe I'm gonna go do me a line, I'm gonna go gamble. You know what I'm saying? It's a culture, right? And you get into it, but then you don't realize how smoked out you start looking. You start looking like a fucking, like you eat from ashtrays. You feel what I'm saying? You start having that look about you, but you don't even realize it. You don't realize that your skin start looking gray, and that you start having that look about you, like you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. That I don't want to call it that Adderall, that look, like you just, that glassy ass look. You know what I'm saying? All the fucking time. You just like that all the fucking time because you have become a slave to your vices, and it's very easy for all of us to become slaves to our vices. Right now, I feel like I'm in the midst of being in my vices. Let me read some of this stuff. FYI, I know this is off the current topic, but man, your child video inspired me to go buy me some RC cars and get back into video games and stuff and witnessing. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hell fucking yeah, bro. I'm glad you do that, bro. Like, honestly, if you can't afford a house, if you can't afford a family, buy some dope shit. Buy you some fucking cool shit, bro. That's it. Like, that's it. Like, you can't fucking, what is it? Live out your goddamn dreams. Take you a little bit of extra money. Don't fucking blow it and go do you something cool. Even if you have to save and just do that, do it. If you've never been to a place, save to go, just go to that place. Even if it's just for a fucking night, just to say that you did it, just to put it in your mind and say, oh, okay, I never been to New York. Let me go to New York. Even if it's just to the airport to go to New York, do that. Whatever you have to do. Fucking play with your toys. Fucking, it's funny. I saw another girl. She was like, I'm playing with my toys now. Fucking, and people could say it's like a mental health thing. It is though, bro. Like on the weekend, I'll sit in here and make up little fucking stories and record them. It's fun to me. It is. Whatever. Who gives a fuck, right? But right now, besides that, like, and that's one of the things that has made me want to create and start making stuff and painting. So I had painted this little backdrop and I made this little set and everything I've been working on right here, right? And a big part of it is because I feel like right now I'm in the midst of a lot of my vices. My vices being, and you know, I'm open about myself. You know, my vices being like I overindulge in sugar. I know that sounds stupid, but for me, it's like it has hindered some things, some other goals that I know that if I wasn't a slave to sugar as much as I am, that I would have accomplished by now, because that would have been a sacrifice I'm willing. But off of sugar, and I'm being honest, like, I am a fucking asshole. It is very hard. It's hard for me to deal with myself. I am being honest. Like at work, I don't be wanting people to fucking talk to me like what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what the fuck? You get on with the fucking point. Like, without the goddamn sugar, bro. Like, oh my god, I get headaches. Like, and I know like it's temporary. I go a few weeks without it, I'll be good. Like, I know it's a hard habit to break, but I need to do that. And the second one being probably more detrimental than the sugar. Well, I ain't gonna say it's more detrimental than the sugar because, like I said, I don't have no back teeth because of the sugar. But but it's just as detrimental to the sugar is the pornography. I'm not going to even hold you up. It is looking at salacious content. I get triggered off of sexy women. Like, it could be any fucking thing. Like, I'm a fucking teenager. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but I do. I get triggered off of it, and then it's the cycle of watching pornography and pleasing myself. That depletes vital life nutrients, right? And then at the same time, it makes it, like I'm seeing somebody right now. That takes away, what I'm saying? That takes away from some of the activity. Well, not really, but it takes away from the amount of effort I could be putting into that because I'm dealing with not dealing with I'm dealing with myself, but I'm watching pornography or I'm looking at pornography or I'm triggered by mostly Instagram. I ain't gonna hold you up. I be on Instagram. You see some shit on Instagram. Instagram is of the devil. It is. And Instagram is sending you down a rabbit hole of some other shit. And literally then you just going down a whole bunch of holes. You know what I mean? And that shit's insane. I miss Cali sometimes. Honestly, developer day, me too. I do. It's just that it's too expensive. I always have to remind myself of that. But I do miss it sometimes. I do. Facts, I grew up in LA too, and yeah, I saw crazy ish and nothing like here in Vegas. Yeah, so you grew up in LA. You know. Let me see. I don't gamble. My luck is way too bad for that stuff. Same here. That's why that's one of the reasons that kept me from gambling. And then when I did gamble, I would lose money and get pissed off, and the only person I could be pissed off with is myself. So that's what keeps me from doing it. Thank you, Young. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Cynical, welcome in. Sugar is cooked. That I was bad when I stopped drinking. Went to a whole new level, right? Me too. I'm glad 2 days clean. It's so hard, bro. It's hard. It's hard. It's all hard, and it's a comforting thing. Like, right. So I'll be in here, right? I can show y'all. Even just in everywhere around here in reachable distance, I got all kind of different candies. And then I just had an energy drink right before I came on live. That shit's crazy. I'm a 43, like I keep saying, I'm a 43-year-old man out here. What's the candy addiction? What the fuck, right? Like, I'm like literally it's like I look at him like, okay, so is this what a midlife crisis is like? I'm like buying toys and candy, right? It's like 10-year-old boy me will come here and be like, bro, nah, we good. We it's fucking toys and candy all over the goddamn place, bro. Like, replace that shit. Oh, we done lost the sorceress. I can replace that shit with what is it? Um Fruit, like I was doing earlier in the year. I was replacing it with fruit. I was eating a lot of blackberries and raspberries and all kind of stuff. That shit was good. I need to do that anyway. Yeah, California just breaks my heart with that shit. I've been damn near everywhere, and Vegas has a distinct caliber of crazy. It is. It's like and some of the ER people out here were saying if you ever worked in ER out here at night, you know there's a different society of people that exist. I would say if you work at a gas station out here, you see the same level of different society. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sugar is tough. I used to drink 3 Coca-Colas a day, and that's what I'm saying. And that shit is one of the worst things for you. Same Grinch thing, Hershey Kisses, cherry Pepsi bottle with me right now. Exactly, bro. The sodas, the energy drinks, all that shit is just crazy. And like I say, like right now, I'm at that point in my life where uh putting on muscle is not easy. Like, for one, I'm a vegetarian, so I'm not getting as much of the protein as like as I would if I actually ate meat. Number I'm older. As you get older, putting on muscle is not as easy. I took for granted in my 20s and 30s how easy it was for me to just put on muscle everywhere and just to keep it on for fucking weeks at a goddamn time, just be just over here just looking like ripped as fuck. But now it's that shit is not. It don't. The older you get, it's just not like that. And another thing too that a lot of people don't talk about, and I think more men need to talk about this to stop being embarrassed about it. I'm right now the one of the biggest reasons that I'm focused a lot on my sugar and everything too is because I do have a very good libido, regardless of the fact, yeah, I may watch adult movies and but I wake up, I still have a very robust erection in the morning and stuff like that. I'm not trying to be funny, but we talk about men's health. Um, I want to maintain that, and a lot of men our age, over the age of 40, especially, if you're not consistently keeping up with your diet and health, then your libido goes down the toilet, right? Because obviously, as you get older, testosterone is obviously gonna you're not producing as much testosterone already. But then if you put nothing but sugar and bullshit in your body, eventually your blood pressure, the your inner organs and all that other stuff affects not just the libido, not just the physical. You know what I'm saying? Not just the act of getting an erection, but it actually affects the libido, the desire to want, you know what I'm saying? Like it affects all that. So as you get older, you got to cut a lot of that stuff out and try to live a more healthy situation. And it could be kind of it's not it's more depressing than I thought it would be. Meaning that like I know I'm at that point where I have to do it, and it's like damn, like I thought when I got to this point it'd be real easy for me to be like, oh yeah, fuck it, I just won't eat sugar. But I'm actually kind of sad about it. I am kind of sad that I know in my heart of hearts going into 2026 and everything. That's my part of my New Year's resolution is that I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't keep up with the energy drinks. I can't keep drinking the sodas. I can't. Like I'm too old for that shit. That's just crazy. Like literally, physically, I can't do it. Let me see. Your transparency is how you've been able to carve your own lane. Thank you. Need to stay strictly power yoga reading to save me. Exactly. Reading helps too. Keeping your mind off of the internet. That's another thing. Is the doom scrolling. Quitting corn is hard. I have to stay away from it. It is, and I'm saying everything is overly sexualized. Everything is overly freak the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like some of it is so crazy. It's funny to me because it's like, okay, y'all are not even just the visual, but some of the stuff that like ladies that get on here and say is I'll be like, whoa, y'all get on here, y'all be with it. Like, and it's that's a discipline that I think all men have to come to at some point, not just with the porn, but dick discipline in general, even if it's not porn, it's women in general. You feel me? Because like I say, like like even let's say even just not like I said, not just the porn, but the women in general. I'm gonna keep it at that. And you want to like be sometimes you want to be exclusive. You don't necessarily overly serious about, but you want to be exclusive. You don't want to be a dog your whole fucking life. You don't want to be one of these old men who um get into their 50s and 60s and still think they got it. You feel me? Like, and they may got it because they got a little bit of money, but like, I don't want to be that nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's too cringe for me. Like, for me personally, I don't want to be the nigga that's like still overly a horn dog at 50 fucking 5 or 50. You know what I mean? Like, I want to have a lot more control over that. And I know, like, over time, like, that will obviously I ain't gonna give a fuck about none of that because I'm old. You know what I mean? I would hope, but at the same time, like I don't want to be like one of these old niggas I be seeing online talking about how high value they are. I mean, I get it, like you know what I mean, but it's like I don't want to be having to advertise like that. I don't know. That's just me personally. I'm not trying to judge that situation. That to me is too over the hill for me personally. You know what I mean? What up, man? How you doing? What's up, Crimson Reaver? Welcome in, welcome in. You know what I mean? My cousin was a gambling addict, lost his family and everything. He even stole money from our grandma and ended up putting him. Sometimes you have to tune niggas up in order to get them right. You know what I'm saying? Especially they stealing from the fucking family. Hell yeah. Finished The Hobbit, Fellowship of the Rings, much more impactful as a read so far. Really? You liked it better than the movie? Well, obviously, that's a dumb question. Usually, 9 times out of 10, the books are always like better than the better, because mostly because the books, and not the books always have nuance that the movie can't fit into a small. Even though the Lord of the Rings movies are fucking long as fuck, like you can watch each one of them 3.5 hour increments, which I've done many times. It's I think where even when you're reading graphic novels or comic books, I think the fact that you have to give the characters a voice yourself, and like you're putting together the fantasy in your head. It gives you more of a personal relationship with the characters, because you're building them up in your mind, even though somebody else wrote it down. When you're reading the words, or even when you're looking at the graphic novel, you're reading the words and you're looking at somebody's art, you're putting together a visual, and you're hearing a sound that they probably hear something different. You know what I'm saying? There's an element of imagination when it comes to reading, um, that isn't found in watching something. Watching something is more of a passive thing to it, but you can also, obviously watching something or even playing something can spur your imagination, especially if it's put together in a way that's really good. Like, I'm not taking away from those movies, but I can imagine that those books are a lot more, a lot more personal to you than the movies would be. Thank you, Ventures of Caitlin. I appreciate that, man. I try, man. Like, I try to make my stuff about something. Yesterday, oh hell yeah, oh, hell yeah! I'm trying to get more back into it, only because it seems like my days are so much shorter than they used to be. It seems like I be trying to do so much in one day that I don't be having time to read like I want to. I've literally recently got a fucking like a Amazon Kindle account and all this stuff to read more, because I was like, all right, when I want to just like let my mind like just not think about something, because I haven't been into like I've said this so many goddamn times. I haven't been into the games as much as I used to be, and that used to be my go-to place to just let my mind just stop thinking about anything. I would go right to the game, didn't have to think. I would let the game take over that. Like, but I haven't been able to do that as much recently, because my personal relationship with the gaming industry, and like I said, I mentioned kind of earlier about um how everything is so a service now. I feel personally vexed by that. I'm not going to even hold you up. I know that there's a lot of single player, and I'm not, because like I say, Elden Ring to me is one of the best things that have happened in this decade. I'm not taking away from that. I think it's one of the best things that's happened in gaming personally. So I know that there's modern stuff that I can turn to, that has a lot of artistry and a lot of heart behind it. So I'm not taking away from that. But the fact that I know that a lot of these CEOs and a lot of these companies, EA, Activision, the companies that have been around since I was a baby, are now want AI to make games, as if they don't know the fucking heart and soul that went into making the industry that it is now. Y'all got to realize, like I said earlier, the way that the industry even became the industry is because there were brilliant minds, artists, developers, um, uh, directors that came together to make this industry what it was. Fucking sound design people, the music that shaped my childhood came from people that imagined things through sprites. This is before 3D fucking anything, before the goddamn analog stick. They had to imagine ways to make every game feel different just from 2D sprites, from using like these like little grid lines, and they did it, and they shaped imaginations and childhoods. There was some artistry, and they had to, because they had to make this industry become something that was standardized. I get it, right? But to see this industry become what it is, like to become standardized, great. Like I was telling my girlfriend the other day, I was like, I love the fact that there are just as many women playing video games now as there are boys. I love that. I love that is that part of the mainstreamness of it. But what I hate is that now y'all are talking about having AI make games. Bro, that's gonna be ass. It's gonna be ass on so many goddamn levels. What has made the gaming industry dope is you get a team of motherfuckers that get together and they say, "Hey, this is the vision." Even if it is a team of a couple hundred fucking people, y'all get together, y'all have a fucking vision of what y'all gonna make. Y'all have a cohesive vision of how the game's going to control, how it's going to sound, what the mood's going to be, all this. And they're trying to take this stuff out of the industry. I have a fucking personal gripe with that shit, bro. That shit pisses me. It pisses me off that they don't care. That the same niggas that have gotten rich off this industry, you got to take in mind, these motherfuckers have been around since I was a little boy. Yo, some of these execs and these niggas, these ain't newbies, bro. They watched this same industry mature just like I did. You understand? As I came up, these were old men when I was little. You understand? Running these companies. And for y'all to want to just dick it for fucking profit is crazy to me. AI has no business making games, bro. I'm sorry. Fuck that shit, man. That's crazy work. What the fuck are we gonna do? Like, let me stop. That ain't got nothing to do with this live, bro. That shit just, man, I'm hot about that shit, man. It's so important. It's so important because the video game industry has saved so many of us, bro. The reason that I am here today is because of the video game industry. It's because of video games. If it wasn't for Final Fantasy VII, bro, I wanted to go and just hurt myself and some of my classmates, bro. If it wasn't for that game and to change my perspective on life, I would be a different person. You see what I'm saying? It's people right now, that young men that are saying that this is all I got, and they showing a fucking PlayStation 5 controller. This is what gets me through. This is what keeps me right. So it's important that there are human beings that still make these games and make them for a reason. You understand? Not just because there's a profit, but because they want, just like you talking about Tolkien and The Hobbit, because they want to make a world and create a world that you can interact with and experience. That's what this shit is a fucking bout, bro. And the fact that there's execs up here that don't give a fuck about that makes me so mad, because that's been the art that is like been the most important thing to me most of my fucking life, bro. Yeah, AI making games. It's crazy, bro. I used to play a ton of Destiny 2, but they changed too much for my liking. It's basically Power Rangers now with all the different light colors. Destiny 1 is the game I played the most of any game in my life, to the point where it ruined the relationship with my kids' mom and my kids for the most part. I ain't gonna even hold you up. I spent more time on that game than I did with anybody or any goddamn thing. That's how addictive that shit was to me. And yes, during the time I did play Destiny 1, they would change things. I would say Bungie would change things to purposely antagonize and to galvanize the fucking audience. They would change things that were universally liked. They would fucking nerf things that didn't need to be fucking nerfed in order to sell you more product. It's very irritating. And when you talk about the light levels and you talk about all of those little lights, this, light colors, this, all that shit is made so they can sell you expansion pack after expansion pack after expansion pack, because they have to keep the meta going in order for the new values and the new armor, the new weapons, in order to mean something for you to continue to buy into their ecosystem. That's what I mean, games as a service. First time playing Destiny was amazing, just from even the beta and seeing you build your little character up from level 20 all the way up to where you're dealing light and you're playing as a fucking superhero was great, fantastic. You build upon that, but you don't continue to gamify the loot, making things that people have spent hours earning fucking useless, that they didn't spend days, man, whatever, bro. This is why I stopped playing games, y'all. I this is why. This is exactly why I stopped. Anything made by Project Dark Souls will piss you off in a productive way. It will. I don't know, bro. I just have I be having a lot on my mind. I'm passionate about a lot of things. The gaming industry is one of those things I'm passionate about immensely, bro. We spent a lot of time on them Destiny streets. Big tech AI corporations should replace the government. Make them handle civil rights economies. Ooh, this man is in here cooking. I don't like that at all. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't like that, because it goes, I've said this before in another video. And another Matrix reference, when Agent Smith said, when we started doing the thinking for your society, then it was no longer your society. If AI is doing the thinking for our society, it's no longer human society now, is it? That's what freaks me out more than anything. You understand? Like, I'm gonna show y'all something. Look at this. Look at this. Why would a CEO? Why would they need to make this? Why would they need the robot to do this? So this CEO, he is. Oh no, I don't have it on here. I thought I had it on here. Oh, I do. I know where it is. I know where it is. I can get it for y'all. I can get it for y'all. Don't worry about it. I know where I put it. Let me see. Yep, here it is. So this CEO wants to prove a point because he's made a robot. His company has made a robot that can do karate. Why? Why? Look at this shit. Why would you give a robot that much kicking force? What's the point? What's the point? Yeah, all fun and games now. All fun and games now until these motherfuckers are kicking indoors and enforcing the will of the goddamn state. You know what I mean? Can I get a happy birthday? Happy birthday, 19 Nixon 89 or Nixon 1989. I'm just gonna put the two. I assume that's the year. Happy birthday, brother, all the way up in Canada. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're warm up there. I know it's fucking unseasonably warm here in Vegas today. It's down there 70 degrees. It should not be this warm right now. Boy, you don't ever get this them started nerfing shit. Like, damn. Just let me enjoy. Right? Just let me enjoy my power fantasy. I'm still mad they took that. That people see shit you pay for an expansion they taking out. Or shit that you pay for an expansion they nerfing. That's what I'm saying, bro. Soulsborne's game are rock bottom games. I know some people think that, or you think they're rock bottom games? You know, I think they're amazing. I like them because they are. I like trial and error. I like to the watch and repeat thing. I like going through something, failing, and then trying it again, and then trying it again, and then trying it again. That's why I like roguelikes. I love roguelike games. But like the Souls games, they get me because of this. It's like the trial and error. You go in somewhere, you get your ass kicked, and you're like, I gotta go back with this. You go back, you do something else, get your ass kicked. I like that loop. That loop just it works for me. Let me see. Can't maintain itself. Long time viewer. Hey, what's up, Ludite? Long time viewer, first time chatter. What do you think about the rise of China? Genuine question. Well, it's a couple things I'm gonna talk about that. Let me see. I won't get back to that one. So he said a couple things I want to say. So as far as like big tech running, they probably already doing it, to be honest with you. As far as I know, they already obviously have a stranglehold over us as far as social media. I'm not talking about China. I'm talking about big tech. They obviously have a stranglehold over us as far as social media and the way we interact, the stuff that we talk about, right? Most of us don't watch TV. If we watch TV, it's I don't watch TV at all. I haven't watched TV in years, but I get I'm on the internet all the goddamn time. Most people are on the internet a lot. So big tech already has a stranglehold over our minds and some of our purchasing decisions and the way that we move, some of our political decisions as far as the way we move, as far as these bot farms and stuff that they've discovered, all this other stuff. As far as the rise of China is an example. To me, I think that as Westerners, our minds have been put in a box based on isms. And what I mean by that is like we beholding ourselves to certain isms. So capitalism, if you do anything capitalism, it's against the American way. Socialism is anti-American. We put our minds behind these isms. Whereas in my opinion, I feel like you could take elements of every ism and create a good society. You don't have to be so strict within your ism, but I guess there are elements of one ism that cancel out other isms, right? Elements of capitalism will obviously cancel out elements of what's it called? What's the other one that people be talking about? Not socialism. What's the other one? Communism, right? There are elements of everything that cancel out everything, right? But when I look at China and I look at what is happening with the middle class there, as opposed to what is happening to the middle class here, I can't help but say, well, can't we implement some of those elements over here? Example. In China, you do not buy the land, okay? Like here, you buy the land, right? So let's say, for instance, right now, I had a windfall of money. I can go and buy me some land and buy me some property on that land, right? But as I was talking about earlier, what do I have to do for the rest of my life as long as I own that land here in America? I have to pay property taxes. You understand? And if I pass that property down to my children, they will have to pay property taxes as well, right? So if that property, let's say I made all this money, my kids don't make a lot of money. If they can't maintain the house, the state takes the house. China is a little bit different. Whereas you lease the land that you buy you lease it, you don't buy it. You lease the land for 70 years, okay? 70 years is a long time. It's mostly a lifetime, okay? You lease the land for 70 years for about the same amount that you will buy a house here, but it's yours. However, you pass it on to your kids. There is no property taxes every year. You don't pay property taxes for that 70 years. So let's say, for instance, you pay. We're just being, for the sake of argument, we're just gonna keep it simple. You pay $800,000 for a house here, or you pay $800,000 for a house there, right, or a piece of property there. Here, you pay that 800 each year. You're going to be paying property taxes to the government, depending on based on the value of that property. You understand? Remember, you pay $800,000 on it. So whatever the price is, you got to factor in whatever kickbacks in, but whatever it may be, you are paying property taxes on that property, or whatever, however many properties you own here in the United States. In China, once you lease that property, so you pay that lease down, you're not paying the state a motherfucking thing. Here, you are also required, if you own property here in America, is to have homeowners insurance. If there's a house on that property, you have to have homeowners insurance here. So you're paying a whole nother third party company just to have your property. Take in mind, we're not even talking about the mortgage. We're talking about a completely paid off house. You're paying property taxes every year, and you're paying a third party fucking company here in capitalism. That's what I'm just gonna call it. Here in capitalism, you're paying a third party company just for the homeowner's insurance. And you say, okay, well, in China, if something happens to your house, if you don't have to pay homeowner's insurance, then what happens to your house? Well, just like how we have FEMA stuff here, they have the state there that will fucking take care of the situation as far as your property to get you on your feet. That's how that works over there. You see what I'm saying? Because you are paying into other things within the state, not your fucking property. Whereas here, no, you don't pay goddamn, you can't afford insurance. The state's going to start coming down on you. You can't pay that fucking property tax. They're going to take your property. You never truly own anything here. So when people say, oh, it's the greatest ever, and it's not necessarily so. When I look at those things, like when they say, oh, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy, we already don't own shit. I can have $1 million right here and I buy something in the fucking Florida Keys and it's never completely mine because I always have to pay Uncle Sam. Always. Here, and you rent in Atlanta. Yeah, you're renting, bro. Yeah, and the thing about China too, I'm not saying that they're like, because I don't want to sit up here and glaze China. Like some niggas that get on there and they just want to glaze China all day. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just making an observation of what I'm seeing over there. I'm not seeing, like we've been talking about, the destitute out here. I don't see that in China. I don't see, and maybe their state-run media is better at covering it up than our state-run media. But as we all know, we have state-run media here too. These tech companies and these news companies are in the pockets of these politicians, or these politicians are in the pockets of these tech giants. They're one and the same, right? An oligarchy. The people that control the money here control the decisions. We have very little control over here. It's an illusion of control. You get people the illusion of control and allow them to fight amongst each other. They never question the oligarchy that's fucking them in the ass the entire time. The oligarchy is able to get away with whatever they want to because they control every goddamn thing. And we allow them to because we've been conditioned to allow them to. We sit there and say, oh, if we work hard enough, we can be Elon Musk. If we work hard enough, we can be Jeff Bezos. We probably won't be that. More than likely, 99% of us, 99.9% of us won't be those niggas, bro. But capitalism will sell us on that dream to sit there and say, keep grinding, keep grinding, keep grinding, keep grinding. There's only so many fucking hours in a day. And at some point, you got to find some happiness. As well, say, buy some cool shit. If you can't afford to fucking buy property here, have fun with your life. Especially if you don't have kids or all these other responsibilities. Have a good time, bro. It can be a home passed down in your family. And they'll still take it. Do you accept call-ins? Can we call into the show? I'm gonna look into that, Ludite, as far as like doing the lives, because I don't know how to do that, like as far as the call-ins, but I do want to get that set up because I do have my own Wi-Fi here, and the only time I use the Wi-Fi is like usually when I go live or if I'm downloading something. But I was wanting to see if I can probably get like a line or something. I'm gonna look into that So when I do go live, we can have like the little call-ins and stuff here because I do want to have talk with y'all and people do like to I don't know if it's like the dual live, but I think I feel more comfortable having like like a phone situation here where y'all can talk. Y'all can talk my head off too. What's my daily workout? My daily workout, I can kind of show y'all, but I'm kind of because I literally just work out. So I use like probably about 30 pound. I think there's like 35-pound weights, where it's 15. Yeah, about 30-pound weights on each arm, and I just do like exercises back to back. Like I do it for cardio and for like training. I'll probably do a video and show it. I just don't like doing workout content, but I will do a video and I'll show like what I do. But what I need to start doing is being better about my diet. You might be able to use Discord if you want to make a server for people. Okay, so Discord, and then people can call in, and we just use like the Discord to like do it like here, right? Because I think I can probably, especially if I can like if I can do I know I definitely can do the Discord here on my computer. Start the Discord. I'm gonna look into it. I don't want to. We ain't gonna talk to shop and everything. You take that power yoga advice I gave. I've been stretching. I have been stretching. I need to look up more routines as far as the power yoga, but I am going to look into it because I think doing more like yoga based exercises and more stretch based exercises will help some of the soreness I'll be having in the morning. I wake up and I have like a lot of soreness around here, like around my midsection. You know what I mean? And I want to be a little bit more limber when it comes to that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get off of here, y'all, because the lady gonna come through and she gonna bring some pizza. We eat at this place. It's called. Oh my god, I keep forgetting the name of the goddamn pizza place, bro. It's a pizza place downtown, down here. It is very fucking good. Well, it's in the art district. It's a few blocks away, but we had this goddamn Well, obviously it's a vegetarian. I eat a lot of vegetarian pizza, but this particular pizza was like Alfredo and spinach. Oh man. So good. So good, man. So good. So I guess she's gonna bring me some Alfredo and spinach pizza tonight. I'm gonna bang out. Good seeing you too, Reaver. Good seeing all y'all. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. I'm going to look into actually right now while it's in my head. I'm going to look into how we can do like the phone thing here because I like most of y'all are here a lot of the times, and I like a lot of y'all like keep the conversation going. So it will be good to hear from y'all and hear some of y'all stories and hear some of y'all opinions on this stuff. Thank you, Gina, for moderating. As always, I appreciate you, like really do, because I don't know how to get people out here. People are just being here calling me all kind of names, and they're just gonna be in here sending. I wouldn't be able to get them up out of here. But thank y'all for listening to me ramble for almost an hour and a half, and I'll catch y'all probably tomorrow. Probably just gonna go live tomorrow. It's been easier for me to go live and get this shit off, and it's a couple more videos I kind of wanted to show y'all that I didn't get to show y'all today, so it'll be easier for me to do it tomorrow. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.